everyone. It is Friday. How are you tonight? Welcome to Friday. It is Friday. How are you? What are you grateful for this Friday night? That's what we want to know. It is Friday night. Woo! Yes, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it? Tell me about your day and what yes, you, I'm talking to you and especially you. What are you grateful for this Friday night? That's what we want to know. Tell me about your day. It was kind of a crazy day for a Friday. Well, for any day. But, we're still in the pandemic. We're still in crazy times. Things are getting better, but it's still a little wacko out there. But tell me what is going on in your world? Hey, Kitty, good night, good evening. Adele and Dazzle are here. Dazzle, it's treat time. Grateful for a warm, sunny day and customers who needed new clothes. Boom. That emperor needs some new clothes. That's what I'm talking about. Let me grab my glasses here. That emperor needed some new clothes. That is great, Kitty. I'm glad to hear it. I am glad to hear it. I think that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that clothing sales were good today. They were in our world today too, but today was a weird day. Today was a weird day. Today was the last day for our Disney princess. I've told you about our Disney princess before, whose aspiration is to become a Disney princess. And she has graduated college with an associate's degree, and she is headed to Florida to follow her dream, And today was her last day with us. And so we were partying. We celebrated her today. And that was a wonderful thing. But, I went to the register. I wanted to put some cash in her graduation card. And I went to the register. Oh, we're light on cash. We haven't had much cash today. And then we end out with big cash deposit. And that's like at 1 o'clock, we were light on cash. So I actually went to the bank and got cash. Then we end the day with big deposits. I go to steal money out of the drawer, and we end the day with big deposits. So just a weird flow of the day, I guess, is the way I'm saying it. But cash is still king. Cash is still king. People like to spend the cash. So, and I like to take the cash. Don't get me wrong. I like to take the cash. I like to take it. So, but our Disney princess will be headed off to Florida. So, sad because she was a great person at the front of the store. Yes, Ellen, it is great to have you here. Hope all is well with you and Mike. Thought of you tonight. Cassandra and Rebecca had a girls' day today, and they went down the Connecticut shore line, and we're out on the beach. Even though it was a really cloudy, overcast day, they had a wonderful day walking the beach and getting lunch and just having a wonderful day. The two of them made me think of my chic at the beach friend and all the fun you have at the beach. It is great to have you all here. We are broadcasting tonight on both Facebook and YouTube. So if you have any problems with the Facebook, you can hop right on over to YouTube. Cassandra's got the link for you there in the comments. Hey, Jennifer, it is great to have you here tonight, live from Florida. Yeah, I always happy to take the cash. Ellen's date night. Very nice. Very nice. Although I tend to not recount, I just let today be short and tomorrow be over. But that's okay. Cash is always good. They really did, Ellen. They had a great time. We were just sitting outside at the table, and they were telling me about it and having a great time. And then they're like, you kind of need to go. It's past. You're more ish than 8, so you better get going. Is what they said. You're more ish than 8. But it sounds, they had a fabulous day. Whoa, where'd that bug come from? So, I had a long day, but a good day. A long day, but a good day. Let's get started here, folks. Let's see what we got going on here tonight. I got a few things for you, and Friday night trivia coming up. So get your thinking cap on. Tonight we are on in the Good Morning, Good Night book. Hang on a second. We are on page 168. 168 if you're following along. Good morning. Allow for the possibility that the best of you is still inside you, waiting to emerge. Prepare the way bit by bit. That is what I say, people. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. It is. I'm telling you. I can't stress that enough. There is so much good yet to come. There is so much good yet to come. All right, let's start off with Friday night trivia. Friday night trivia. 3 of these stories are unbelievably true. 3 of them are unbelievably true. 1 of them is false. 1 of them is false. Pick out the false one. Story number 1. All the merchandise for Balenciaga and the PlayStation 5 collaboration cost more than the console itself. Story number 2. Home chefs who picked up Guy Fieri's new air fryer are complaining that it overcooks the food. Story number 3. A McNugget shaped like an Among Us crewmate from McDonald's BTS meal sold for nearly $100,000 on eBay. Or story number 4. Miller Lite and New Balance are joining forces on a shoe koozie. Call it a shoozie for Father's Day. 1 of those stories is false. The other 3 are true. Again, real quick. All the merch from the Balenciaga, and I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, so don't hate me, Ellen, for pronouncing the fancy name wrong. PlayStation 5 collab cost more than the console itself. Story number 2, home chefs who picked up Guy Fieri's new air fryer are complaining that it overcooks the food. Story number 3, a McNugget shaped like Among Us crewmate from McDonald's BTS meal sold for nearly $100,000 on eBay. Or Miller Lite and New Balance are joining forces on a shoe koozie, a shoozie for Father's Day. All right, suiting up in spandex. Okay, thank you for that. That was very gracious of you, Ellen, to say that I was close. Suiting up in spandex. The pressure to wear real pants has never been greater. Never been greater. But judging by Lululemon's earnings yesterday, leggings could be the new business casual. Lululemon reported that Q1 revenue surged 88% to $1.2 billion versus $652 million a year earlier, beating analysts' estimates. Shocking. Net income grew to $145 million. So think about that part of it, okay? $145 million versus $28.6 million the previous year. So let me just talk about that for a second because the numbers matter. And this is what went to the bottom line. You got to remember, this is to the stockholders, okay? So the profit goes to the stockholders, what the company made, okay? Which is just like in your business. You are the stockholder, but the profit part. They got people that are paid to sell merchandise, to do all the activities of running the business. To be the president and CEO makes a salary, but the stockholders get the profit, okay? So in this case, this year, On 1.2 billion in sales, 145 million, a little over 10%, made it to profit. Last year, on 652 million in sales, only 28.6 million, or about 5%. So they doubled the profit percentage this year. So they grew their bottom line. Okay, and that's what's really important here. That's an important lesson here for all of you to know about. To help fuel Lulu's growth, they are looking into the mirror. Lulu expects the invisible interactive gym and Peloton rival to drive as much as 275 million in revenue this year, giving the retailer an edge in the at-home fitness space. And the real answer is that leggings are still going to be big in a post-pandemic world. Although I am here to tell you, leggings are not pants. Leggings are not pants. Macy's and Nordstrom are betting on off-price to stay relevant after the pandemic. As Macy's and Nordstrom are still struggling to return to 2019 sales levels, they are investing more in their off-price businesses to acquire new customers. Executives at both Macy's and Nordstrom discuss how they plan to expand their off-price business. Nordstrom is focused on driving more Nordstrom Rack sales with the help of its e-commerce business, both by expanding fulfillment options and getting more people to download the Nordstrom Rack app. Macy's, meanwhile, is opening more off-mall locations and store-in-store locations. Its Macy's Backstage are trying out a pop-up version of its Bloomingdale's The Outlet for the first time. To integrate these off-price ventures into their full-price operations and drive consumers to higher price points as well over the long term. So, that is very interesting for retail. Oh, we got guesses up here. You guys are going with number 3. You guys think a McNugget shaped like Among Us, I don't even know what an Among Us crewmate is, from McDonald's BTS meal sold for nearly $100,000 on eBay. Sadly, that is true. That is true. So that leaves you the other 3 stories as possible false ones. All the merch from Balenciaga and PlayStation 5 collab cost more than the console itself. Home chefs who picked up Guy Fieri's new air fryer are complaining that it overcooks the food. Or Miller Lite and New Balance are joining forces on a shoe koozie, the Shoozie, for Father's Day. One of those 3 is false. Gap is giving $300 bonuses to its hourly employees. Because their sales are up so much. So Gap is giving bonuses. Bonuses. I'm going to delve into that on another day. I'm going to delve. Amazon is dropping marijuana testing for most jobs. It is dropping as more states legalize marijuana. Amazon is dropping the requirement that you be marijuana free for most job applications. It will treat marijuana the same as alcohol, okay? Seeking impairment. Unless it's a position subject to regulation by the Department of Transportation, such as truck drivers or airline pilots. I guess that's by the FAA. But what they're also doing, what the Amazon is also doing, is they are now supporting federal legalization of marijuana. So is Amazon looking to get into the marijuana business, or is Amazon looking for the government to look for tax dollars elsewhere other than Amazon? I'm not sure which play is in play here, or both. it's interesting. I mean, the real issue with being in a state that has done this, and a lot of the discussion in Massachusetts, when Massachusetts legalized marijuana, centered around following what's happened in Colorado, which has been one of the longest legal states for marijuana. So, it really comes down to impairment. Okay, it's just like everything else. Okay, if you are impaired on the job, okay, that's a problem. Okay, if it's with a drug, okay, even prescription drugs, okay, that you are legally dispensed. If it is marijuana, if it is alcohol that you can freely buy, you are of age and can freely buy, and everything. I think that's your issue for workers' comp. Your issue comes down to, can you prove impairment, and how does that affect the job? And that is the more the chance of injury to others in the job or themselves, the stronger a case you have, okay, as an employer. For example, a store clerk is going to be harder to say that they were impaired, okay, and that you remove them from their job than a forklift driver or a truck driver or an airplane pilot, okay, where impairment is taken or viewed more seriously as to the potential damage that could cause. While a store clerk could cause damage to your business, okay, and to your reputation, they cannot, they aren't going to cause the same damage to others. They may, if they leave the job and then drive home, but like a drunk driver would, but they are not going to cause the same damage there. So it gets into a legal thing, and outside of some of these that are directly in contact, where you're going to cause a problem, like a driver or a forklift driver or somebody that's operating heavy machinery or something, a crane, or construction equipment. They tend to shy away from using the impairment thing, is the general advice that I've received. You're right, Kitty. The states are raking in big money on the taxes on this. And quite honestly, during the Biden administration, even one term, 2 terms, not going to matter. During this term of the Biden administration, I expect to see federal legislation pass on it. And why do I say that? Well, look at all the money the government's spending. They need the tax revenue. Everybody wants the tax revenue. And the government wants a piece of it, 1. And 2, they want the cash out of the shadows. I mean, all these businesses have to operate on a cash, with all this cash. And it creates a dangerous environment. It creates all sorts of other taxation problems and banking problems. And let's just make it above board and give everybody a piece of it. So I fully see that happening to pay for all the things that the government is doing right now, as part of paying for that. And so I fully expect it to be legalized. Again, I mean, what was it? Just a month ago that I had to explain that you cannot smoke pot in the back room. You can't smoke anything in the back room. Okay, I mean, I'm not just anti-pot in the back room. I can't fire you for smoking pot. Okay, because were you impaired? Were you not impaired? But I can't have you. You can't smoke anything in the back room, and I've never had to do that before. So there are new times for everything. And I'm certainly In all my years in business and all my years in business consulting, growing up in the pharmacy business, I mean, there's a lot that I've seen. There's an awful lot that I've seen. I have a good quote for that. A friend of mine posted a great quote for that, and I will find it tomorrow, about the knowledge that we gain. Actually, it's that friend's birthday today, so we'll give him credit for it tomorrow, because I'll dig out that quote. I meant to print it. We just got our printer. We were getting repaired. Actually, the store's printer died, and one of them died, and Canon sent us a replacement. Gotta love Canon. I can't say enough good about them on how they stand behind their printers and ship another one out. That's perfect, Kitty. A no smoking policy on company property of anything, and that's exactly the policy that you need in place. That is exactly the policy you need in place. It is exactly what you have. I just didn't expect to have to do that in the back room of the clothing stores, where we receive merchandise. So you have, not only are you in a clothing store, but that's where all the incoming baskets of clothing to be processed are. So, as my father used to say about me, that never ceases to amaze me. He used to say, Neil never ceases to amaze me. And that wasn't always a good thing. That wasn't always a good thing, the way my father said that. But sometimes it never ceases. Nothing surprises me. I mean, for all the things that have happened, for all the things we've been through. Remember, we've survived 100% of our worst days. Everything on this slide is real and has happened. Okay, everything on this slide is real, and that's just the stuff that was slide worthy. That was just the stuff that's slide worthy. Hey, Kelly, it is great to have you here tonight. It is great to have you here. Maybe you can break the log jam on Friday night trivia, Kelly. I'm just saying. We got Friday night trivia tonight. Which of these is fake? We've already eliminated one. We certainly had supplier items smell like pot, like you mentioned, Kitty. We've had them smell like meth. But not them making it smell like that till just recently. So here's your trivia real quick. Let's close out our trivia tonight. One of these three things is false. All the merch from Balenciaga and PlayStation 5 collab cost more than the console itself. Home chefs who picked up Guy Fieri's new air fryer are complaining that it overcooks the food. This one we already know is raw. It is true. A McNugget shaped like an Among Us crewmate from McDonald's VPS meal sold for nearly $100,000 on eBay. And Miller Lite and New Balance are joining forces on a shoe koozie, a shoozie for Father's Day. One of those is false. Hey, Pat, great to have you here. Yes, no smoke smell. Hey, Pat, Kelly. So one of those is false. Any other guesses on what is false there in our trivia? While we do that, I'm going to update you on a couple other things while you guys give those final thoughts on trivia. What else is going on in the world? There's a couple things. I had two things. What were my two things? Oh, I know. Duh. They're both government related. So our friends at the SBA have been cranking out. Their computers have been updated, like they told us they were going to be, which I wasn't fully a believer in. I fully admit I was not a believer in that their computers were going to be updated this week. And I I was so much not a believer. I told Isabel Guzman, and I told Roger, the one of the top non-political appointees at the SBA, that I did not believe that they would have their act together this week, the first week of June. And but they have. And so emails and notices have been going out to people about EIDL advances and so targeted EIDL advances and supplemental advances. Emails have been going out like crazy, and they will continue to go out. Okay? They are legit. Okay? Almost always legit if it has your original application number in the email. If it doesn't have your original application in the email, it is highly suspect. If you are unsure, if you get an email from the SBA and you are unsure, before you click any links, forward it to me. I'm happy to take a look at it. I'm happy to tell you whether it's legit or not. Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com. I am happy to look at that. I just don't want you to click on something and load all your information into a phishing scam, because there are a lot of things phishing with the SBA, but the SBA has really gotten this. They are rolling out. Their goal is to roll out a lot of that. They have done diddly squat, basically, of the amount of money they have available, the billions they have available. I think they've done like $1 billion of the $25 billion in targeted advances. And they are hot to trot to get some money out to you. They are like an ATM. They want to get some money out to you. And so they are sending out emails fast and furious. Fast and furious. The end of this week, and it will continue into next week. So if you get one of those emails, take advantage of it. Get money that you are due. But don't click on an illegitimate one. It will have your original application number from your EIDL application. If you never applied for an EIDL, that app, then you gotta say, huh. And they are now doing ones that people that applied after December 27th, 2020 will also be start getting this. So it's going to be June to jump for with the SBA this month. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye on your spam for it. If you haven't already gotten a targeted EIDL advance or a supplemental advance from them. Second, we got to talk about the ERTC for a second, the Employee Retention Tax Credit. I know I need to circle back to it. I am waiting. I am working up a document that we can all step through so that you know how to step through and update your 941 so you can file this yourself. Some payroll companies are being completely transparent. Some of your payroll companies are being really easy, charging maybe $100 a quarter to file your employee retention tax credit. If that's what they're charging, that's reasonable. I don't have a problem with that. But other payroll companies or other accounting firms are charging anywhere from 10 to 40% of your employee retention tax credit as a fee. That is highway robbery. Okay, you do not need them to do this. Okay, you can do this with your payroll reports. You can do this with your originally filed 941s that they should have provided you a copy of. You can do this on your own. I will be able to help you step through it. It is one of my projects for June. I just wanted my accountant to double check my work on that before I do it with you guys. I want him to do that. He's currently, his mother passed away during tax season, and he's helping his father move and doing some things. So I'm waiting for him to get back so that we can step through that. But that is a June project. We will make that happen in June so you can get your 941X filed and get that done. So those of you that are eligible, which many of you are eligible at least for some portion of the last year and a half to claim the employee retention tax credit, I will help you through that. I don't want you to get robbed by doing that. Kelly is guessing. Number 2 is false. Kelly is guessing, out of our four questions, that home chefs who picked up Guy Fieri's new air fryer are complaining that it overcooks the food. She is guessing that is false. And she is right, because Guy Fieri doesn't have a new air fryer. Congratulations, Kelly, for guessing the right answer. That means that all the merch from Balenciaga and PlayStation 5 collab cost more than the console itself. It means that a McNugget shaped like an Among Us crewmate from McDonald's BTS meal sold for nearly $100,000 on eBay. That's just freaking nuts. And that means that Miller Lite and New Balance are joining forces on a shoe koozie, a shoozie for Father's Day. Ooh, I know what I'm not getting. I'm not getting a shoozie. I'm not getting a shoozie. My peanut gallery knows I have problems with shoes. I couldn't get a shoozie. I don't even know what a shoozie is. I have not seen a picture. I'll see if I can find a picture of that tomorrow. You know what else, people? This video and everything I talk about, goes over to nerds.org/resalestrong by noon the next day. Noon, I tell you. It's amazing. Thank you, Adele and Cassandra, for making all the files and links over there, and especially the videos. You get a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and yes, you can ring the bell. Ring the bell. So you know when a new one drops. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I am here live in the Nards private Facebook group every night at more 8 than it. You can also share that link, nards.org/resalestrong, with all your friends in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so that we can help everybody make it to the other side. I am here live in the Nards private Facebook group and streaming on YouTube every night at more 8 than ish. But if you have a question in between, you can email me, Neil, N-E-I-L, at ECIstores.com, N-E-I-L, at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. If you were not here at the top of the program, our good morning today is good morning. Allow for the possibility that the best of you is still inside you, waiting to emerge. Prepare the way, bit by bit. Our good night tonight is good night. Allow for the possibility that the best stuff is still ahead of you, waiting to reveal itself. Prepare the way, bit by bit. Yes, there's your graphics, folks. Yes, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. The best isn't in the rear view. The best is yet to come. I believe it. I know it. I know it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, I'm going to be there with you. But until then, and until tomorrow night at more 8 than ish, know that you, but most importantly you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. It's time for dessert.